Well, hello and welcome once again. 4 day in a row, and we shall, of course, continue our journey to create Tetris in Rust. After yesterday, we were a bit tired, or at least I was for sure. There were some bugs that hopefully I iron out off stream, and we shall continue as usual today. That's at least the hope. And hello Serdium, thanks for being here already. What is your PC settings? I'm not sure what you like referring to, my specs of the PC, or are there like some settings wrong with the stream? As you guys can see, I set up a few more goals for today. Yesterday, we can actually move over. Yesterday we already expanded our static memory to 4x4, and then afterwards we also expanded the collision detection. So now we can check for the ground, like underneath, to the left and to the right. And those things are now working, which is very nice. If we give it a try ourselves, it's already looking like quite something, I'd say. So we have the falling piece, it automatically respawns a new piece if it's fallen down. It gets saved to the static memory, which we set up yesterday a bit more, and we can have multiple rows. We have the collision with the pieces themselves. And today we shall continue. Meaning, our first goal will be the row completion. So basically, as soon as a row is full, we shall check if that is the case, and if so, the row shall get deleted. And then hopefully afterwards the ones above it shall fall down. That's the first goal for today. And hello Race Honk! I'm here today too, just as me. 4 days in a row, every single stream, not one single one missed. Thanks for the support, and I hope you guys had a wonderful Saturday, hopefully with not too much work on hand. When you buying me Rust skins? Hello Logan, why should I buy you a Rust skin? Is the bigger question, isn't it? So, in our static memory, we already have these AND gates set up to check if a row is fully complete. Now we just need some additional logic to do things with it. And I'm not 100% sure how we are gonna do it, but I'm sure we will get there. By the way, the first is a read 2. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I deserve it. You deserve it for what? In my nick. Alright. So, somewhere after here, because that would be the case when we actually check something and then it goes back to saving it. So this should trigger a new clock that we saved something, and only when we saved something we need the check for the rows. Of course, as long as something's falling down and it's not in the final place, it's not important. I've been nice on Rust this month. Well, that's good to hear. Not a lot of people are nice on Rust, I'd say. So nice that there are still some good ones out there. So we copy the same stuff over once again to set up our basic clock and delay. Meaning we have this pulse generator once again that will every second update increase this timer, and once the timer hits its goal, which we say maybe at 6, what do we have it over here, 5, then 5 should be enough as well. Let's better be safe than sorry. Had some problems with the clocks yesterday as well, because only half the circuits are set up independent from the time, and others are time dependent, which is a bit of a pain. But eventually the count, of course. Yeah, I haven't killed as nearly many nakeds as I usually do. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's sometimes quite hard to be a naked in Rust, isn't it? So we shall move this one a bit over here. And then actually get this one here. Remove this one, and this one now shall start up with this clock. Good. And once this is done, we go back to the front. And start the first timer once again. So this one. And let me check something real quick. Good. And this shouldn't have changed anything, just that we have an additional delay at a point. So let's see. This one works quite splendidly, and now this one triggers and doesn't set up the first one. Okay. And why doesn't it do it? It comes through here. Ah, okay, got it. Because this one needs to be set to 3, so just to be sure, if we later change something, set it to 5. That was the whole bug. Okay. Nice. Are you as tired today as you were yesterday? No, today I feel a bit better. Not as good as maybe usually, because I still worked a lot today again in Rust. I think between the 2 days, yesterday and today, I probably have like 20 hours in this game with like live streaming and developing the plugin. But today I feel much better. Probably also because I slept until 11 AM or so. Yeah, that's looking good, right? And now this one triggers and goes back to the first one. Okay, nice. That's why you should reward me. And besides, I can't tell you're rich. Oh no. Well, then your rich telling skills are very bad, I would assume. You might be off on that one, buddy. So we have this one, we can move, and this particular point, we shall check if something is full. So say we have this signal now coming in here. Something along these lines. And what color shall we give it? We said cyan. And then we need AND gates, basically connecting this one with the clock, so only when the clock is at the right time and the row is full, this shall be triggered. Nah, I know you're rich, because only rich people do weird shit like that. You can't fool me. Oh well. I think poor people, or like normal people, do weird stuff as well. Maybe to clear rows, you move every piece into moving and lock the controls. Yes, in a way. Basically, we say, okay, now the clock is just in a state where our inputs don't matter at all. Because it will wait at this point and then maybe another one afterwards. And only once it goes back to the front, things will actually be moving again. So that's taken care of. Now, this should trigger two things, I'd say. It needs to clear as well, both of them. And then afterwards, stuff can fall down. Okay. But in order to do this, we need to change some things around because we have set them up a bit wrongly, or well, I did on my part, because currently everything is set up in a vertical fashion, but as we are using rows, we need to connect them in a horizontal fashion. So let's redo the update line and the reset line, which will be important in order to clear the row. Yeah, and then it's in there. And then just do this all over again. Also, I've been in talks today with the project that we are doing for the next wipe, and I'm quite excited for it. Can't tell you too much about it at the moment, but just be assured that it will be a very splendid project. Not something as big as these things, because they are, we can't set them up on a usual server, right? But something a bit smaller. Probably more akin to the other projects on my channel so far. I think my PC is infected with a virus, but it will be fine, alright? Well, Colio, hello there. Thanks for checking in. And I hope that your PC is not indeed infected with a virus. do the same thing for the reset line. And then the first step would be just to clear the row. And then we probably have a lot of floating pieces. Will be interesting, but that's just how it goes when some things are already figured out, but not the rest. You will end up in very weird places. Oops. And this one last. And then we need to have two ways of triggering these lines. One shall be the usual one that we had before, so like these splitters, we just put them on the side this time. And then we have an OR switch that allows us to also clear them with this input. Will be fun to look at, yeah, it will be for sure. So, and this is not the building grade that I want. Stone it is. So, set up the splitter lines and also the OR switches in between. Now we ran out of space already. So we shall put them, I guess, over here. This will have to make do. Actually, the other way around. Like this. Okay. And now we end up with... Let's, you know what, just not look at it too closely, shall we? Oh, down here's the last one. At least today we aren't as long in the editor as we were yesterday. Yesterday it took us a whole hour just to be in the editor to finally get back into Rust. But we also got a lot done inside of the editor. I mean, they can stay for now. If we ever decide to go back for whatever reason. Something like this. And then connect them all up. So that's the clearing part done, and this one obviously needs to go back over here, which is connected at the moment, but we want to clear that connection. And then next up, the update step. This one is in the middle, and this one is over here. And how's your Minecraft library? It was, right? Coming along? How much quartz do you still need, Honk? Hopefully not too much anymore. Good. Technically everything should be connected back, and we shall check if that's actually the case. That looks good. We just hit both of them and everything should be cleared, and that's what it did. So we did everything correctly. Hooray. At least this time. And now we have the signal that a row is complete, and we trigger both of those at the same time, which should clear it. Then this needs a bit more power, and we need to connect it to the clock. So this one over here. Okay, let's see these things one by one. So, clear the board once again. This one is moving through. And hopefully we can create a full line. Which, given that now the collision detection is working, shouldn't be too hard. Okay, now we have a full row. Let's disable the clock. Oh, wait. That fell off. Yeah. Did you guys see what just happened? So this row is full, but because we made a mistake, it didn't delete this row. Instead, it deleted this row. So it did half its job. It's working, not as intended, but it's working. So instead of having those, we want to have these. And if we now start the clock again, hopefully things will delete. No. Ooh, what's going on now? Okay, it was just a switch in the wrong place. That's not too much to worry about. So this one, and then the last piece. Huh. Oh, there you go. It deleted the row. Just like this. Only took us 2 attempts, but it did it. And now we have this wonderful floating pillar. Isn't it magnificent? Truly splendid. So, making the parts fall down, which will be this input, the orange one. And the way we set it up, that one of those things can trigger it, and then it'll just ripple through everything that is above. Before we do this, I think we shall just complete the connections we haven't hooked up yet, because I just wanted to make sure first that it works. So this one, and the one next to it for these two as well. And it looks very messy, but that's something we can certainly make pretty later in the editor. Okay, hopefully this means every single row can be deleted, but we cannot check it out in the moment because we can only have the full row in the lowest one. Okay, or it might be a bit hard to set up though. Maybe we can test it if we exploit the very own game we are making. It will all make sense in a second. Because I thought there's no way for us to have the second row complete without the first one being deleted. Which is true, but the second row will stay in place, so we can still fill it up. Okay, weirdly enough, it doesn't do it on the first, like not the first time when we check it, but only the piece afterwards. So the timer might be a bit too quick for that check. Okay, now we have the second row completed. And it should delete right now. Yes, okay, wonderful. So we'll just increase this one and hopefully that will take care of the problem. Let's double check that it's actually the case. And maybe now it does the job. No. Have we set it up in the wrong configuration? That might actually be the case. No, it should not. Maybe that's something for later. It's not game breaking, not fancy either. So let's get back to the matter at hand, which will be pushing all the pieces downwards. Where do we still have some space for that? Apparently nowhere. So we'll just squeeze them in between here. Really should have done it the other way around, but that's okay. One is... Do we actually need those? No, I don't think so. Because they don't go anywhere. Huh. One, two, three, four. Good. And then they can trigger by the two sides. And should also trigger the next one. And we will need so much power for this. But that's certainly not a problem for us. Okay, hopefully this setup allows us to do this. We need one additional wire coming from the cyan line. But the way we want to do it is that we first want to delete the row and then afterwards push it down, because we don't want the row that is full to be pushed down, right? Meaning there should be some kind of delay to it. How are we gonna do that? Because the problem is, as soon as it clears the row, it will also not be on anymore, the cyan one. So we need to trigger it with a bit of a delay. Let's actually just look over here, because it should have the very same setup somewhere in here. So we have those. That's just that. And this is the part we are trying to do. Yeah, so use a blocker, that's what I thought. Have them go up. I see, okay, so this triggers when it's full, then we have the OR switches, the AND gate. And that's our orange wire. And then at what point does it clear the whole thing? I think that's the bigger question. So that's the clear. Oh, okay, now I get it. That's okay, that's I guess smart. Maybe we can get it working for over here, because we just don't move the row we are currently in down, because that's obviously gonna be deleted, so we don't need that one. We just start with the one above. Meaning, put one in between here. Then have this one go in here. And I think we'll just set up some AND gates as boosts in between. And then hopefully it should work out. But that's what I'm saying every single time. But I mean, eventually they always worked out so far. It's just part of the process. And then some branches next to them to supply the power. And they'll need a lot of that. Nope, not this one, this one. Did I? No, those are okay. Almost did a mistake. Almost. and hook it up to power. So this one moves up, then they come down, and we need to trigger an update afterwards, I think. So meaning just to do these things manually, I think we should add a button to do so, because currently it's all in the hands of the clock. This will make it easier to debug. And we actually want it up there because that's where all the things are for the static memory, and we still have this one that is not in use, so we shall just use it for this. So we have the cyan color, which is for the full row to be checked. So say row check. Those test generators are awesome. I hope I can convince my admins to spawn a couple for my building in the future. Well, hello David. I hope so too, and thanks for your comments that you wrote down. They certainly are, and they are even more awesome if you have 2 billion power on them. You know, just a few extra rust words here and there. So that's that. And this shall replace the current line we have over here. Okay, now we should be able to manually check it. So wipe the whole board and put things down. Write them over to the other memory and... oh. So I said we are gonna do things manually, but the clock was still running, so that was quite a conflict. So. Write the first piece over, get the next one. Not sure what's exactly happening. Okay, we just press this and wait for long enough to not mess anything up this time. Then all things should work out fine. Just don't do them too fast. And then we also need another piece, or like multiple pieces actually, above. Because we want to check if those fall down. And one over here, that should be good. Okay, we can try to look. Oops. Okay, that's interesting. We cannot move left, even though the detection shouldn't go off. apparently this one is on but not showing up on the display. That's interesting. So that one should go over here. Yes, indeed it does. And it does supply 1 power. It's just that it wasn't showing. That's a bit unfortunate if those things are happening. So let's trigger this one to turn it off, and then we can move it over here. Good. Now we have the full row. So... yeah. We first need to write it, of course. So this one is high. And now we want to check the row completion. Let's set it up to something very long, because there are a lot of things that we need to check. Hey, I'm back. I was eating dinner. Alright, welcome back. Welcome back. How is your library coming along? You were talking about yesterday. And to get you up to speed, we are currently checking the row. So like if something is full, the row should be deleted, which is already working, but now also the pieces over it should fall down. Okay, so we press this one and it's not lighting up because there's not enough power over here. So now this is okay. And this one should also be a lot higher. Oh yeah, okay, so those are underneath. They get some energy, but they need way more energy than they have currently. So 4,000, because one single branch is responsible for clearing the whole row, and then afterwards even triggering more things. Therefore, each row needs a lot of power. And let's actually reset the timer because we already ran out. Even though we set it to like 100 seconds, it still wasn't enough. And then increase these 2 branches. This one is actually a-okay. Da-da. Now it turned it off itself, which is somewhat okay, I guess. Still figuring things out. Oh well. We actually focused on better gear today, so didn't get more materials. Oh, alright, but you know, that's one step ahead, right? So we have the gear, and now we can hopefully get more minerals or materials as well. Okay, so it's actually a bit harder to debug than imagined, because we are deleting the thing that we need, but that's part of it. And we should also trigger this line. So every time we go up and trigger the orange one, we also want to trigger the white one. So white. Then we somehow need to figure out how everything gets enough energy, because otherwise that will be a big problem. It will cause us quite a headache. And those... Okay, we can just increase these to something very high and then we have enough power. That should be a-okay. And then put one of these in between, so that they may trigger the white row as well. And let's actually calculate how to what setting we need to put them if we later are expanding, because it's 3 per cell, so 3 and then times 10, which makes 30, and just to make sure, let's put it to 50, which should be fine. By the way, did you change any settings? So yes, so today I changed it so there's no moderation at all. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. You can certainly try, and if it doesn't work, then I don't know anymore. So this one. Goes there. Just deleted links. Oh no. What if you try to put it as a comment underneath a video, like this live stream or so? Is that an option? Man, this is getting so messy. I'll try putting it as a comment under some video. Yeah, maybe we can then see it. Alright. So now this line should be triggered as well. Hopefully. Just to test it out. We don't want to have this one. Ah, okay, yeah. I guess we'll need to do the first part again to set up the game board, and then we can have a manual check. Maybe edit a time for line everything up. Yeah, that would be neat. But I think as long as we don't have the logic itself figured out, we'll just put things down, and as long as I can still see like what components are supposed to be at the same coordinate, we can just change them to that later. Okay, so we want to complete another row in order to check if what we made is working. And also put some pieces up top which are supposed to move down, but that's exactly the part that wasn't working so far. And one last one over here. Okay. Hit this. Now this one is lit up. This connection isn't there. That's good. And then we can test it, hopefully. So you're lazy. Yeah, I am a bit, but like going back and forth, it's not a perfect back and forth, because some things might get broken, so I want to keep it to a minimum. Going there, put it under my comment under the calculator video. Alright, we shall have a look at it at some point. For now, let's trigger this one. So this one resets those, but this one should be on. Why is this one not on? Because here we don't have enough power, which is coming from over this branch. So these shall be set to 50. And where's this? Oh, it's not even connected. Okay. So now this one is looking better. We have the reset one on, as well as the go down. Oh, this is looking good. This is looking good. So now we have it like this. We cut the power just to reset it in a way. And now we want to update it, and maybe it will do what we want. Yes! Let's go! Have you guys seen that? So we had the full row. We had one over here and two over here, and they all moved down, and this row was deleted. Exactly what we wanted. Yay! Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, given that we kind of worked 1 hour just for this. Yeah, quite exciting. Good. This was the manual version, so maybe it won't work as well when we try to do it automated. But that's the thing we shall be checking now. And then we also need to have one update step inside the clock, which we can make easily. That should be not a problem. Connect this one back. Oh, that makes it even better, doesn't it? Yeah, we can get rid of those connections altogether. That was something I just figured out. Because we will push the update, the purple wire afterwards, just as I said anyhow. And Paper King as well as Finn, good evening. Good time to be checking in. We just managed to do some progress. So those can go. And that's like also one reason why we don't do the editor in between. There will always be some things that we think we should do, but then turn out we don't have to do them. And then we, you know, do all the fancy spacing and everything is like perfect, but then we realize, oh, we didn't even need to. So we could do it all over again. And seems like I missed some connections over here, as well as this one. Okay. So, and this one can then go in here, and we'll rip this one out all together. Okay, so we want to create an update after we just did that, but it should be delayed, so we'll do one of these again. And I hope your days were also very wonderful for everyone who just came in. Saturdays are pretty much the best day in the week, isn't it? So our clock setup once again, that will increase the timer over here. Set this one to a bit higher and this one to a bunch higher. Very mathematical terms, by the way. A bit high and a bunch high. Make the things auto reset. Alright, so this one should update this one. So we put another in here, and don't forget to have this one put to one higher now, which was something yesterday we didn't do, and it took us like 10 minutes to figure out. We we push that update, and this one, instead of going to the front, will go in here, but once we are done with this one, it should go back to the front, and this one should also be a bit increased because it's 2 will not be enough. And there still was the other arrow that we had, that this one wasn't triggering when it was supposed to be. So maybe we can now check if those things will be working if we just do them very slowly. Hit up this and actually activate it. Looking a-okay. Or maybe not. Huh. Okay, now. I just got a bit confused, I think, because the timer is now so high. Because this one doesn't need to be 10, but can be something like 4. Okay. You can remove row almost. Thanks for keeping that in mind. But I first want to check if everything is working right, which we are currently doing. No, I screwed it up. Yeah, as you can see. It's not exactly complete. Oh boy. Everything disappeared, yes. Yes, indeed it did. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see why everything disappeared. So let's do it all over again. And maybe this time we can get some information why it's not working. Okay, so have it like this. And we say slow speed. Actually, maybe set it even lower. Okay. Oh no, okay. That's a bit too low actually, because it needs to do one more update beforehand. Now it moved down, and now we can set it to very slow. Okay, this counts up to 3. Actually to 4. And now this one got triggered. This one is here. Oh boy, what is it doing now? Okay, 14. This one is over here, and at some point we should get the trigger for it. Oh, this one is also very high. Oh well. Okay, now this one triggered. We can have this. The reset one is active. This one looks good. This one is all looking good so far. So don't exactly know where the mistake is coming from. It might just have been because this timer was too high. Now it's all gone again. Okay. So until that part, it looked good. Oh well. Okay. No, I was just talking to someone. This is, I guess, good and bad because we know it is working the way we set it up, but there's still apparently a problem that the way we did it earlier. Let's see, are those? That's also not the thing. Oh boy, oh boy. Are you enjoying doing this? Well, you know, I'm a software developer by trade, so this is basically my daily bread of, well, thinking things are working, realizing things are not working, and trying to figure out why things are not working, and, you know, so on, so on. It's certainly the part that is more annoying, that's for sure, but it's a part of it nonetheless. Lol, it worked this time, exactly. This time it indeed worked. So... then we'll just keep repeating until we maybe spot something. Oh boy, boy. Yeah, let's actually decrease this by a bunch. Maybe set it up this way. It will only trigger for a very short amount. Maybe that was the reason why. Could it be? It really should not be. When it didn't work, yeah. Try doing the exact same as last time. Yeah, I guess. I thought it would be something independent of the speed it's going, but apparently it's not, so it's something up with the timers again. What will it do now? That looked good. And it was on normal speed. Alright. That doesn't look too bad, does it? We just want to have the piece spawning a bit later. So instead of in here, how long will this one take? Should be okay if we just do it in here. Because we don't need to have the piece spawned while we are still checking for the rows. So, let's try it once again. But what specs of server is this on? It's basically running on my local machine, so my normal PC, which is kind of usual gaming specs for 2018 that I bought it in. So I think Ryzen 5 1070 Ti. Yeah, those should be the specs. Not too bad and not too good either, basically. Yeah, I don't like that one as well. Let's put it in here. And what specs are you on? Hopefully you all have very wonderful gaming machines. But that's obviously not something everyone can get, unfortunately. So, okay, now we spawn it in and then it falls down a bit later. That feels way better. Not too soon, not too late, and this one we can make faster. So... That was very weird. I'm not able to speak that or read what you sent. I'm only able to read English and German. Okay, what will it do this time? Still not the right thing. What if we get rid of this one and make it kind of fast, say 0.5 seconds? Which is not something that I want to have, because it should be independent of the timers, but if it's working now, we at least know that the problem comes from there. This piece shall fit in here. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. How much delay is from here to the rest? So it's actually this one that will trigger the sides, that once they are completed, trigger this one. Let's just put this one up. That should do the trick, hopefully. Even though that's not the best solution. Because if something is working, we can at least adjust it bit by bit and then try how to make it better. If it's not working in the first place, well then it's you can't really use it anyhow. And this time it still didn't work. It's only always the one after. A decent gaming rig, but the reason I asked that I had a few times on a public server when folks have tried to pull off complex electronics that the server eventually seemed to develop I/O problems. Yes, at some point that certainly is the case, especially if you're doing a lot of things, but as you can see, there's not too much going on the entire server here. So that's a-okay. Like your Switch Lite, and it takes 2 minutes to come on. Oh, I see. Yeah. That just happens at some time. Just check my stream. I didn't get those rust skins yet. My Steam, oh yeah. And apparently I'm moving now very fast. Oh boy. Things are breaking left and right. Maybe this time it will work. Maybe, just maybe. Oops. It still doesn't do it. Quite frustrating. Now, where could the problem stem from? I was just under the assumption that one part wasn't quick enough to go over. But now we give it a lot of time. Could it be that this one also needs to be increased? So now things will be super slow. Yeah. But that's just how it goes sometimes. On the one day you make a lot of progress, on the next day you're just debugging for hours on end. Okay, so now both of the checks are very slow and should have more than enough time to do everything they are supposed to do. And it's still not doing it. That's quite weird, right? We had it in between and then it was working, but now it's not. Unfortunately, I cannot recall what we changed. It's quite bad. Can we actually speed? We want to go slow again. No, clip speed. Oh, it's set to 50. That is certainly way too fast. There you go, that's much better. Okay. So this one maybe 5 and this one 10. 20. Yep, that feels good. Now, what could be the reason? Isn't that what we are all wondering at some point in our life? What's the meaning behind all this? And the whole reason behind of it is just that at some point apparently I was not thinking ahead. And now we have a problem to solve. Hooray. Why is there a floating piece? Yeah, I don't know. This stream is a debugging row completion stream. Yeah, pretty much. You know, thanks for still being here anyhow. It's certainly not the most satisfying stream compared to the other ones, but it's okay. I might just need to revamp some of the parts altogether. Okay. I mean, at least we know we can also trigger this problem just with 4 pieces, which is much easier. So, now we get into the really hacky territory, where we intentionally destroy some stuff just to make it easier to debug. Yeah, so these two are now persistently off, and it means we only need to have the ones on the right full. Okay, hopefully that will make debugging a bit faster. Let's say slow. Now this one will come and count to 16. Yeah, exactly. It's still not there yet. Now this update is coming. There you go, this now is on. We go over here. And apparently we see a lot of weird stuff. Okay, so anyhow, this is now triggering. It triggers the white one, it resets, and now the lower ones all are set to where we want them to be. Which is okay, so this one should only be on for a short amount of time. So this one isn't on anymore. This one's still looking okay. Now this one is counting on. Comes through here, and now it should trigger this one. It does so. And now they aren't. Oh, now they are updated. Now everything is perfect. It's a bit like the things that they do with the atom and like quantum mechanics. Like if you look at it, it does a thing, and if you don't look at it, it does another thing. Oh man, this is just going in the circle all over again. maybe we can't have them like this. They actually need to have a bit of time. So something like this should be okay. Yeah, I think maybe I'll need to figure out a different kind of mechanism, because these things only trigger for one small update, but it takes multiple updates to send a signal through the whole circuit, which might cause problems, which it shouldn't, but maybe it does. At this point, I don't know. They made quantum mechanics in Rust. Yeah, that's how I should call it. Not debugging because I failed to do things right. No, I invented quantum mechanics. Please tell me that this time it does what it's supposed to be to do. Did it just do what it was supposed to do? At this time I don't even trust my eyes anymore. Okay. Now we put it over here. Yes. So it really seemed to be those things that they were just triggering for too short of a time. Let's revert you guys. Imagine if I faced these problems yesterday. I think I would have gotten already somewhere else or so. Oh, yesterday I would have been way too tired to figure these things out. Okay. And hopefully now that we know it was these timers up there that were the problem, we can make the counters over there faster again. And I just screw results. Well, that's not nice. Can we cheat it? Yes. Okay, so now that was 50% okay. It did do the update, but apparently it also lost a piece. Okay, falling down. And actually, let's put it one over. I'll put one over here as well. And let's see what happens now. Still deleted one. That's so weird that it was. So let's do the very same thing once again. Okay, well, didn't have the right timing. Okay, at least those were now. Okay, let's see. Okay, what could cause these kind of problems? That's the big question, right? So apparently for some kind of reason they aren't set up anymore when they were supposed to. So when the update comes, apparently the lower ones were off when they were supposed to be on. The only thing that could have caused it if the reset via the white one was triggered somehow. But the time we triggered it should be way before that. Maybe it's hungry for pieces. Maybe it is. It certainly is grumpy. That's for sure. And I would like so much to make it like faster and easy to test, but that's exactly where the problem currently is. Just with the timings. So we have to go through this tedious process. Let's see, have it all in one screen. This one triggers. Oh. Oh no. Wait. this one is here. Where's this one coming from? Okay, I finally found it. Because I thought the whole time this line was just spawning in a piece. But it's actually triggering the right function. So I guess I should have colored it like something like this, so I would have known, oh, it's the other one. But I didn't. And this one triggers the update on the static memory also, but obviously at a way different time that we want it to be. So it was updating at some weird times. And I really hope that that is the problem, the cause of it. Because if not, well then I don't know anymore. Trigger timing is my trigger. Yeah, pretty much that sums the stream up pretty good so far. So. And writing to static memory is actually exactly what we want to do over here. And then to FPs, we can just do it in here. Which probably means we can get rid of all of these things. Let's just not connect them to anything. Let them stay for now. Let's see if anything has changed or not. It's always trigger timing or branch power. You're not wrong. Branch power is 50%, it's probably that, yeah. Oh. So. Okay. Somehow it was triggering way later than I expected it to. And the last one. Okay. Don't want to say it too soon, but that might have been it. So one more check. Oh, okay, good, good, good. This one needs to move over here, and then we'll make these a bit faster. And hopefully everything still will be working. Because then it should look pretty good. I think for losing you can make vertical row completion. Actually, it will be a lot simpler than that. But I mean, technically good suggestion, but remember that... Sorry. That in Tetris there could also be gaps in between, right? So it's not always just vertical. Hooray! Only took way more longer than expected. But maybe if we get these times a bit more streamlined, it will look even better. So let's think about it. These take 0.8 seconds, which is 8 updates, which means at least 4 on these. So let's put them at 7. So hopefully have the right timing. Everything should now be a bit faster. And hopefully, most hopefully, still be working. Just an hour, I know, yeah. At least now the timings aren't as long as before. Looking solid so far. So, one last check. And yes, nice. So those are working, and let's try to make them even a bit faster, because this speed is still very tedious, right? Just slowly make them faster, as to not run into the problem from before again. I mean, that's at least a speed one could work with. Okay. Nice. Okay, good. So now I'm at least confident enough that it's working most of the time. Like all this test, like we tried it now 6 times or so on different speeds, and it worked every time. So hopefully that should be it, and we can move on to the next one. I really hope that it's now complete. Took us long enough. How much will you play this unfinished Tetris for? Yeah, probably quite a lot. Meaning, next up will be win and lose state, which should be all in all not too complicated. At least not as complicated as row completion. Because we can do it just when we spawn the piece, we look if there's something already on the spot. And if there already is something, then we lose. Let me actually double check if that's a good idea or not. That depends if we are writing to static memory in the... So let's move over to the static memory. This is now saved, and hopefully this one... Yes! Perfect. So we just check if that one is on. And if we want to spawn a new piece. spawning a new... Wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm getting confused again. Yeah, that was the line that I was searching for. So that's... Love the editor at times. Yes, so... This one connected back over here. Now we have introduced a new component, so let's preemptively say that it has more power. Otherwise, in 1 minute we'll be here. Yeah. It's power once again. So, this one over here, this one over there. And this will be the line that tells us we just lost the game. So just have a timer of somewhere like here. And then for now we can just put it in here. So what if we trigger this one and it lights up? Oh, okay, perfect. Perfect. This stream is the most boring. Do the same thing for no. No, I totally get it. It's certainly more boring than the other ones. That is for sure. Unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. Hopefully we can get just a few more bits up and running today, and then maybe tomorrow will be a bit more exciting. But you know, thanks for being here anyways. Not getting dragged down by the boringness at times. So. This is kind of the loose state for now. I don't know why I'm still here, just to suffer, yeah. And for our winning one, we just say whenever we complete a row, a timer shall increase. And for that, we'll just have 1, 2, and 3. Of course, it shouldn't really matter what row we are completing, as long as we are completing a row. Yeah, I like making myself suffer. Oh well. I guess that makes the two of us. Given how I also have to put myself through this, but well, I chose so voluntarily. But you know, thanks for the feedback on the stream anyhow. But yeah, it's very apparent that things are moving slow today. So hook them all up. Maybe we should have done 1 hour of editing before again. Maybe that was a good omen. And this one as well. put it to the increase, so every time a row is completed, the counter increases. And let's see if that works. Put it in here. That's a bit light. Now the question is, will everything work, and are we able to complete one single row to win the game? I would be joking if I said, well, it's so hard to complete one row, but given how hard it actually was today, shouldn't be talking too soon. So. Yay! Now it's 1 and we won the game! Can you imagine? Certainly not the most exciting winning condition. Congratulations on winning. What did I get? A used 2-module car, I don't know. And lost. Okay. So that's basically that, but it would be neat if everything is more tied to the clock and say we lost, the whole game board would wipe. So goals, it's win-lose halfway there, I'd say. And now we want to have the functionality on top, and then hopefully we have a functioning mini version of Tetris. That's the game. You won and lost at the same. Yes, yeah, that's very true. I won and lost at the same time. Oh well. So let's think about how we want to do this. And I'm running out of space quite a lot. Let's have a memory cell, and this one shall save if the game is running or not. And we say the game shouldn't be running anymore when we lost. So take this one over and put it in there. And when it goes back to the losing state, we can have the siren go off once. But not only should the siren be going off, but rather we also need to clear the whole game board. And the way we want to do is by just hitting clear and update on both the static and the active memory. That's already taken up as well. I have a dream sometimes where I complete some tests and that are the same in every dream. Then I try to escape and then I wake up. I feel like I'm going to get it, of course. Like 1 day in a row completion. Oh boy. 1 day, yes. 1 hour of row completion. How much power do they have? 1,000 and 1,000. That is that, and those 2 as well. Oh, there you go. And then both of them should be triggered. Let's give them enough energy. Somewhere like here, so a bit. Let's see, if I trigger this one, everything should be deleted. That looks good. So, white is on. Oh, I see, yeah. But why is that one not on? That's a bit... weird. Oh, that is why. So, just making sure everything is set up the way it's supposed to be, both white and... yeah. Purple are all on good. Let's test it in a game scenario. So okay, so maybe, just maybe, things will fall down. And if we lose, everything will be board wiped. Oh, I see why it didn't work, because we haven't set the game on, actually. That's why it couldn't trigger the losing. But let's say it did in between, just put it on once, and then it already did it. Okay. So say it's on. We start. You need me to make the reset button reset the score counter to. Yes, that is a very good point that that you're saying. It should absolutely do so, but ideally it should only reset. See? Okay. Yes, that worked. The siren just wasn't connected. Ideally, we want to reset the counter only when we start the next game. Because then you can, like, the game is over, but you still see where the counter stopped. And I mean, maybe we also want to actually show the board, because that's how Tetris is, right? You lose and then the board is still showing. So say we set it up here, and this one will clear the counter. Clear. And then we can have the clock only be on when it's also the game. Like this. And this should start up the clock. Then we put enough power in here. Yeah, this is stopped now. And let's make a start button. That the only purpose is just to set this memory cell on. So the game board is wiped. Then we press the start button. This one moves over. The clock is ticking down, and we also need a new piece. Now you can start the game after 4 streams. Well, you know, that's sometimes how it goes, right? And in order to spawn another piece, we want to have one more XOR. Coming from over here. Like this. Okay, nothing is on. We press this one. It spawns a new piece, and it starts the clock. And it also reset the timer. And then this should be the losing one. Tries to put another piece, we lose, and the board is white. Nice. So, win and lose state complete. And now this is pretty much functioning, actually. And one igniter. So. let's try to play an actual game of Tetris on a 4x4 grid with a piece that is only a small cube. What dreams am I getting? I don't think I want to go into detail about the dreams that I'm getting. Maybe I'm thinking about electricity as well when I'm sleeping. Okay, so hopefully we can start a game and then say we need to get 3 rows. And then I think that it will be all for today. Of course, otherwise, there's not... I would need to think about what I want to do, because first of all, I would probably like to just clean up things, so we don't run into more problems like today. Nice. So this is basically our Tetris. That was basically the hardest thing we can do at the moment. Like try to complete 2 rows in consecutive updates. Ooh, and then when we won the game, we also want it to stop the clock, so that it's not on anymore. And the 3rd row. Woo! Confetti. Okay. So that one should also trigger this. Yeah, I probably like do more memory cells just to account for all the different ways. Let's just make it the hacky way and do it like this for now. Now the siren light will also show up for a short moment after winning, but that's okay. Alright, you completed the hardest game in the universe. I'm insane, I know. Alright, yeah, but about the insane part after this stream, I don't know anymore. Honestly. Why I'm having the head on again. So, and functioning mini version working as well. Today was a very interesting stream. For 2 hours straight, we just went into row completion and didn't get anything done until we finally have fixed it. And then we did the other 2 things on the list in like a quarter of an hour. But hey, we have a working version of Tetris. A very bootleg one at that, but it's working. Yeah, no, I think it's a good time to call it quits.